that magical hacked Urborg. Okay. This I can keep for sure. Much better.
Everyone good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, I'll start off. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a plains, then pass.
Forest, Allosaurus Shepherd.
I'll play a command tower and a Mox Diamond, pitching a snow-covered mountain. And I'll tap for 2, play a Devoted Druid. Pass.
Alright, I'm just gonna play this Triome and I'll pass.
Plains, tap 3 for a Mind Stone, then pass.
Yeah, Windswept Heath. Go to combat, and we'll go 1 at the Diplomat. Carpet of Flowers, and I'll pass.
Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx. Tap for a green, play a Yorga Tree Speaker. Pass the turn.
Mistress Factory, I'm gonna play Arborel and I'll pass.
I'll pay for 3 and pass.
3 for Marwyn. See Prison. I'm gonna pass turn.
Is my land for turn. I'll tap to level up the Tree Speaker. 5. Put a -1/-1, and tap it again for 6. For a Ruric Thar, I will pass the turn.
We're gonna play a Swamp, and I'll tap for a black again, and tap for another black, and play Jarl's Messenger, targeting Quinoa. That's my turn.
Tap 2, I'll take 6 for a Pearl Medallion, and then pass.
I'll pay 3 for an Elvish Archdruid, putting a counter on Marwyn. Pass it.
Yeah, I'll tap red and tap my Tree Speaker for 2. Cast a Goblin Matron. I'm gonna get a Goblin Recruiter. I'll tap 2, play a Goblin Recruiter. Mug Fanatic, Torch Courier, Conspicuous Snoop, and Kiki Jiki. And
Yes.
also Shusher. Moving in combat, I'll swing Ruric Thar at Kip. I will pass to you.
Alrighty. We're gonna play a Ghost Quarter, or whatever, black, and I'll get 2 black, and then I'm gonna untap this. I'm gonna play Luris.
End of your turn, I want to pay 1 to Flash and Containment Priest. 1, I'll cast Tocatli Honor Guard. We'll just pass from there.
And we'll play a land. Let's just pass and see what happens here.
Yeah, I'll tap a Mox Diamond and a Command Tower for a red, and play a Conspicuous Snoop.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit your Nykthos.
Sure. I'll tap my Tree Speaker to put 2
3?
into it, and 3. Yeah, I'll get 3 red. I'm not getting my basic. I'll use 1 to cast my Torch Courier.
Spawn to it. I'm gonna cast Long Road Home on the Snoop. Ultimately exile it if Containment Priest is still alive.
I will move to combat and swing 6 at Courage, and I'll pay the 2 so I can swing at you.
In the end step, in response to that trigger, I'll Dark Blast the Recruiter.
And that'll be 6 damage for you.
Then that's a pass to me. Voice of Resurgence. I'm gonna pass.
I'll tap 3 for my commander, then pass.
Team and Priest. Well, it's stopping everyone else. It's also stopping me. All right. I will again take the 6 for doing what I want to do.
Oh geez.
I will beat within the Containment Priest.
Oh my gosh.
I will play a Fine Horn Elves.
Ooh, I'll draw a card.
You will not make a counter because of the Honor Guard.
Not that it's going to be super helpful. Finale for 10. 6. Costs me 6 life though. I will get a Vorinclex. Okay, so let's go to combat. Let's do everything at Ruric. So this is a 12-12 and a 12-12 and a 17-17.
I'll block the 2 12-12s and take 17.
And that's 17. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I will now pass.
I'll tap 2 and just level up the Tree Speaker. We'll tap a Mox Diamond and play a Curian Ranger. I will tap my Tree Speaker, return a Forest, untap it, and I'll level my Tree Speaker up again. I'll play a Snowcovered Forest, land for turn, and I will move to combat. Kip, I'll swing a 6/6 at you because I have to.
Okay, I'll block with Jarl's Messenger. When he dies, he comes back and play tapped.
And after, it's all Kip.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, I'll go 3 lifelink at you. Okay, I'll gain 3. I'll pass the turn.
1 for a Soul Ring.
Take
Oh
that
crap,
damage,
that's
my
true.
guy.
I forgot
It's a
about
good
that.
trade.
Pass the turn, I guess.
On your end step, Courage. And I'm gonna cast a Celestia Charm to exile Vornflex.
I'm going to cast Heroic Intervention.
Yeah, that's what I thought was in his hand. Anybody have
Oh.
anything here?
I'll tap
Alright.
1 and Path Vorinclex.
I'll get a
Okay.
basic land into play.
I'll take an extra
Sweet.
6.
Nice job. I take 6 damage here. Run.
I'm going to untap. Let's go to combat. We'll swing full out at Necrothal.
I'll block 2 of them. Your commander,
Marwyn.
Allosaurus Shepherd with a Voice of Resurgence.
In response to blocks, I will activate the Shepherd.
I'm going to take 11 and I'm going to lose my 2 guys. Yes. Voice of Resurgence is going to make a token though.
I'll pass.
Tap 1 red and play a Mog Fanatic. I'll tap 1 and 2 and level up my Tree Speaker. Tap my Tree Speaker for 2 and play a Scrib Ranger.
I'll draw a card.
Play my only forest, I see. I'll move to combat. Sean, a 6/6.
Yes.
Shoot. We'll pass the turn.
So I'll just leave this tapped and that open and then I'll just pass turn.
I'll just pass.
What's Weird Harvest for 1?
I'll reveal an Orin Frostfang. I was gonna get a Dark Side, but no EGBs.
They'll draw me Lord of the Leaves.
I'm gonna get a Hushwing Griff.
I got a Yawgmoth.
All right, I'm going to go to combat. Swing. These at Ruric Thar.
You know I can't block, and I know you can pump it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. Well, I
Yep.
am dead.
Okay,
Yes,
good
it
game.
is.
I'm going to cast a Sylvan Tutor.
Sure.
Ooh, I will
Go get
draw
another
off
creature
that.
up in the library. But I'll pass the turn. I'll tell you what it is.
I'll attempt to cast Yawgmoth. Sacrifice this Voice of Resurgence token, and I will try to put a -1/-1 counter on Eladamri, Lord of Leaves, to draw a card. Instead of drawing, though, I'm going to Dredge Dark Blast. 1 black for Reanimate. I'm going to reanimate my Jarl's Messenger.
I will draw.
I'm going to sacrifice Jarl's Messenger to Yawgmoth, paying 1 life, to put a -1/-1 counter on Eladamri. He comes back in with a +1/+1 counter. I'll sack it, but this time I'm going to put a counter on Mangara, and then I'll draw a card. Pass turn.
End of your turn. Draw a card off Mindstone, sacking it. I'll play a Plains. Go to combat. I'm gonna swing my 3/3 at you, Sean.
Yeah, I'll block with my dude.
I'm gonna cast Grapdigger's Cage for 2. Cast an Endless Atlas. And I'll pass there. I'm probably gonna discard 1, 2.
Okay, let's just go to combat then. Okay, I'll send 2 at Courage.
I'll also draw a card. Block the Allosaurus Shepherd with my commander.
Yeah, I'll leave it like this. Pass.
I'm going to trophy that prison. I'll try to send 5 your way.
I'm gonna, before blocks, pay 2. Flash and Hushwing Griff.
Float 1 for a Dark Ritual. Eliminate your Tokali Honor Guard. Okay, so you're going to block my Luris.
I'm gonna prevent all combat damage this turn.
Pass to Courage.
I'm gonna cast Ashes of the Abhorrent. I'll go to combat. I'm gonna swing my 3/3 at you, Sean.
So I'm gonna block your 3/3 with my commander.
Alright. I'll gain 2 life. I'll pay 2 and cast Slaughter the Strong.
Is sacrifice my pay a life to sacrifice my Arbor Elf.
I'll gain a life.
Put a -1/-1 counter on Luris, and I'll draw a card.
Soul Ring and tap my Endless Atlas, draw a card. I'm gonna pay 2 to cast Grasp of Fate. I'm gonna target the Allosaurus Shepherd from you, Yawgmoth from you.
No, I'm going to spend 1 colorless mana to animate my factory. I'm going to put a minus counter on your Griff, so I'll draw 1 card off Yawgmoth.
I'm gonna pay 1 for a Sensei's Divining Top. I'm gonna pay 1 to spin the top. Put the top on top and draw a card. So I'll pay. I'll pay 3 for Eternal Witness, which does trigger. I will get a Sylvan Tutor to my hand. I will cast a Sylvan Tutor. I think we'll just get a reclamation save. We'll go to combat, swing for 2 at courage. Pass the turn.
During my upkeep, I'm gonna play a Dark Blast targeting your Elvish Archdruid. I'm gonna dredge this. Spend 1 mana to Dark Blast the Archdruid. And then I will go to combat. I will send 3 lifelink at courage. That's it. That's all my turn.
2, I'm gonna float 1 generic off the Soul Ring and cast Idyllic Tutor. So I'll get Luminarch Ascension. Alright, I'm gonna cast my commander and then pass.
Yeah, I'll pay 3 for reclamation save. I will blow up the Grafdigger's Cage. I will then cast 4 for a natural order.
I'll draw a card.
I'm going to be sacrificing my Reclamation Sage. Let's get a Crater Hoof. So it's a 7/7, and my other dude's a 4/3. So who do I have a better chance of later? I'm going to go at Courage.
I'll draw a card.
Yes, I will pass.
I'm going to dredge my Dark Blast. I'm going to cast 1 permanent spell, CMC 2 or less, from my graveyard. I'm going to play this Kaya's Ghost form.
Okay.
I'm going to target my Lurrus.
Sure.
And when that resolves, I will sacrifice Lurrus to the Yawgmoth. So paying a life. I have to go to 7.
Yep.
I mean, I guess I could combat first, but I think this is... No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to target your Allosaurus Shepherd with the Yawgmoth's ability.
Yeah.
Kaya's Growth Form triggers, puts a Lurrus back in play. And I draw a card when that trigger goes on. Okay, I'll lay a land for turn. It's a swamp. I'm going to... Let's see. I'm going to play this Kaya's Ghost form from the bin again. Same deal. I'm going to kill your E-Witness. I would like to play Animate Dead from the bin. I'm going to target Plague Crafter. Go to combat and attack you for 2 protection humans. Pass turn.
I will play Marwyn. Tap 1 and play a Utopia Sprawl. Your turn.
I will Dark Blast Marwyn on the end step. Play Temple Garden Shocked In, hurting myself to 4. I think that's good. I'm going to swing for 5.
Taking 5.
That's 3 lifelink. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play my Animate Dead from the graveyard. Geralt's Messenger. It comes in, you take 2 damage.
I'm at 2.
Pay 1 life, sack him to Yawgmoth. Undying, he comes in, you take 2.
Sounds good.
GG. Game review time. So I think my deck did what it usually does, sort of stunts the game until someone else reacts to my board, which I think is great because it requires people to actually use interaction. I've had games where people didn't do anything and the game was literally slowed to a halt despite not having too many like hard stacks pieces, but like slow stacks / soft stacks, hate bears sort of effects. So it's really cool seeing that people needed to answer my board in order to do things. I really like that sort of effect inside of a deck, which I think my deck is really capitalizing on, although I do think I need to make my deck a little more finisher dense, where I have a little more finishers or game enders. That way I can win the game and not just slow things to a halt too much, so I'll be looking forward to that. Marwyn deck was kind of cool, although I don't see the real need of Marwyn besides making a lot of mana, although I don't think the Marwyn player made too much mana. I think that's generally because of me and how I was able to stunt their game plan with just like effects like Takali Honor Guard and Containment Priest, especially with effects like Greater Good and Finale of Devastation. Actually, there are a lot of parts in this episode where he did a lot of those sort of effects, but then he couldn't do it just because of Takali Honor Guard not having ETBs affecting, and it would like stop things like the name of the green creature that brings things back. Like that wouldn't do anything. And there's a lot of effects, other effects that would put creatures straight from the library, straight onto the field that he just couldn't do because of my creatures, which is really cool. I really like that sort of effect. And so thus he had to sort of tutor to get things to destroy my creatures, which I think is really cool. I really enjoy that sort of interaction in my deck. But yeah, cool Marwyn deck. And I'm pretty sure they would have won if they had chose correctly to go after, maybe if they went after the Lurrus player, I guess not Lurrus player, but more the Nethroi player. He didn't even play his commander. Maybe there's a timeline where he would have won there. Hey guys, Ace from the future here. Anyways, looking back at this episode during editing, I noticed how crazy Allosaurus Shepherd was. The fact that it's 1 mana, and then you can spend another 6 mana ones on the battlefield to just make your creatures huge, just in like an elf tribalish or a low CMC curve deck. This just ends games. It's a nice little win con. So that's a crazy card, and wow, that card is it worth it? I don't know, it's like $80 right now, but it definitely did a lot of work in this game. Next up we have is the one and only Ruric Thar. And of course, Ruric Thar was pretty rough. Like, I think there's a timeline where I don't take too much damage from Ruric Thar from playing that stupid Pearl Medallion early because I was a little greedy. And I wanted to play that card so I can get a little more early advantage than anyone else. But yeah, I took the blow and it kind of sucked. That was extra 6 damage, which would have definitely kept me alive later. I should just waited, let my opponents take care of Ruric Thar because no one liked Ruric Thar. But it was definitely interesting to see how Ruric Thar comboed off so fast. There have been a lot of games, especially in higher power EDH, where the cards that people are playing just allow things to go really quick. I really like how my deck slows that down a lot. I don't think you could have won because of just interaction on the board and how much interaction people had. You get hit with the blue shell, and of course, as you do, get hit the blue shell, you go all the way in last place. So that was rough. But yeah, there was a strong showing of Ruric Thar in this game. I think definitely a force you reckon with, especially when you get them out as early as they did. So yeah, that was a good showing of Ruric Thar. Next up, we had was the one and only Nethroi. I don't even know how to pronounce the commander's name. The commander wasn't even ever played. So that's interesting to see, like a commander deck based off of like just the cards in their deck, not necessarily a commander. It's essentially just a 99 card deck. I think that's kind of cool, right? It did show, I guess, how strong cards like Yawgmoth is in an EDH game, and how you should definitely get rid of or have at least some sort of graveyard interaction. But I think I need to put a little more dense in my, I guess, creature-based, or I guess just like artifact-based graveyard hate, because I didn't think I saw any. Not that I had anything to tutor them up for, but I was really lacking in the card draw department in this game, which is unfortunate, but it happens. We did have to take care of some other things, so yeah, we had to play it that way. We did, I think, but for the most part, yeah, this is a strong showing of the the Yawgmoth deck, so you could say really strong, especially with like the dredging and dark blast. Those are some neat strategies pulling off with the Yawgmoth. I think it's really cool, especially like when I cast Slaughter the Strong and they put the -1 counter on the Lurist so that wouldn't die from Slaughter the Strong. That was neat. That was definitely neat. But yeah, hope you guys like this game. See you guys later and catch you next one.